That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of ISD Weekly. I'm Lucy Bigham.
And I'm Taylor Dykman. We have news ranging from music to the future of the internet.
We'll kick things off with a busy week of musical competition at Truman, where choir, band, and orchestra all recently competed at districts. These groups took a lot of time practicing and preparing for districts.
We had to pack up all our stuff, obviously, but then you had to mentally prepare too, so you had to we could warm up a little bit, but we just all circled up and then we comforted each other to calm our nerves.
A lot of it is that when we take solos, we have to take voice lessons. So everyone who takes a solo to districts has to have a private voice teacher or takes lessons through Mrs. Carson. And a lot of that is just getting accustomed to your teacher, but you have to prepare 2 songs and then memorize them, know all of the notes, know the accompaniment as well, and then you have to go perform it. For ensembles, it typically differs. Usually for SATB ensembles, it's a lot of in-class work, and so we usually have basically rotations where we all, we hang with our group, and then we go from teacher to teacher to learn notes or clean up things. And then for our contra choir ensembles, we always have to have lessons after school, and we also do in-class work as well.
Practice a lot. I had private lessons, so I just practiced a lot.
A lot of emotions come from participating in such a nerve-wracking event.
Our biggest challenge was just communication throughout our pieces that we were playing, so we had to look up, but it could get hard at times because we don't memorize our music yet. But
a lot of it's definitely hard to get voices to blend and to mesh in a certain group to create a good workflow between 6 or 7 people. And then we had also for solos, it's definitely difficult to perform your solo in front of your classmates and peers. And also just memorizing all of the music can be a little bit challenging.
I was very nervous. It was very nerve-wracking. Being in that room, being judged, is scary. I was a little shaky, but I got through it. It was okay.
The prep is always worth the award, providing students with a special experience doing something they love.
outcome, we made it to state. Everybody in the entire for percussion at least made it to the state.
I got a gold on my silver and then a gold on my SATB ensemble, which I'm taking to state, and then a silver on my women's ensemble. But I'm still very proud of everyone I worked with for my ensembles, and I'm incredibly excited for state.
I got a gold, so I'm going to state.
Musicians weren't the only ones competing. The color guard also put their performance to the test again against the rest of the state. Madison Lebs caught up with the team to get their thoughts.
Last weekend, Truman Guard went to their championships in Springfield. The Truman High School's Guard went to their MCCGA championship this weekend. Here's what a few of the members had to say about it.
I think it went good. Thankfully, everyone that we have on the team was there, and we didn't have any drops for our tosses and stuff, but there were people that were off count during the entire show. So I think that's one of the reasons that we didn't get the score that we were hoping for. But we didn't get last place, so I feel like that's a benefit for the things that we did. And it shows the progress that we had, because we started off at around a 50, 58 or so, and then we ended with about a 72. So our score went up, and it showed the significant progress of our color guard. Yeah, it's extremely upsetting that this is my last year of color guard. Even though I joined last year, this has been such a big impact on my life and has taken so much time out of my life, but it's also made me extremely happy to be included in something like this. I love color guard a lot, and I was going to do it in college, but I'm planning to find an independent guard to continue my passion for color guard. I'm going to miss the people that are in color guard that are graduating or going to graduate later, and I'm going to miss the friends that I've made along the way. But being a senior, it's proved to me that people are still willing to accept new people, even if they are older and not freshmen.
I feel like it went really good, especially with how the season has been. I think it was probably our best show. I think it definitely had its ups and downs, but I think this was a really good season. I had a really great team. I made a lot of new friends that I wish I did 3 years ago.
Yeah, personally, I think Personally, I think this last one went like really well, unlike our other ones. I mean, not all of them were bad, but they weren't good. Like, we could have been better. Yeah, I think I did okay this year. Yeah, and my favorite part was to annoy Abney.
The extracurriculars at Truman are about more than just competition. Recently, the Key Club hosted their annual Literacy with Littles event as a way to give back to the local community. Olivia Simmons tells us how this event helps develop a love for reading at a young age.
A couple weeks ago, Truman's Key Club left Truman to go to Sycamore Elementary to help kickstart the love for literacy at a young age.
Literacy with Littles is a volunteer service thing for community service.
Actually, it was a program initiated by the students of Key Club where we have Truman students go to an elementary school and they read with pre-K up to 3rd grade.
Just so that they can have an experience reading with someone other than their classmates or their teachers. And we have that experience with the fellow youth.
Not only does Key Club participate for the community, but for personal reasons as well.
I would say it means a lot because when I was growing up, low-key, I was fat reader. I still am. I still really like to read. And I just think exposing kids to like stories growing up can really inspire their creativity or their imagination to do whatever they want to do.
It means the world to me because when I was going through cancer, Key Club used to bring me meals, and Miss Crichton at the time was moving over to Blue Springs, and I just could not let it in. So I stepped up as the sponsor, and I've said it before, if you ever feel worthless, invest in somebody else, and you'll realize how much you have to offer and give this world. Not to mention to see that light in other people's eyes as they realize how much they can invest and change the world just by loving each other. Beautiful.
It was a refreshing opportunity to still be in a school environment without all of the stresses added on in the high schools. It's reminiscent of a simpler time.
But it's not just the club who benefits. It's something everyone should experience.
One of my personal reasons is that it's a way to give back to the community that give you the same opportunity to do stuff like that. So in a way, that's my way of saying thanks to everyone who's gotten me to the position where I'm at, and also it just makes you a good human. It builds character, and it just really has that humanistic approach.
It's investing in other people, and a lot of times when life gets hard and things are difficult, I think we get so down and hard on ourselves that we forget how much we have to offer in this world.
For the high schooler, it allows them to take their skills and be able to communicate on a simpler level to where everyone can understand. And for the littles in this case, it gives the opportunity to meet, hey, here's some people I'm going to be here in a couple of years. What can I do then? This will be me soon. And it gives them a chance to look up to someone.
Even if it's a small group of students, many make lifelong memories during the event.
I really liked having a lot more members in Key Club. Last year we didn't really have that many people because a lot of the seniors graduated, but I was just really happy to have more people wanting to help out and volunteer with everyone. So, yeah.
It's always fun. It is always fun to see the high schoolers step up in that adult situation and see them become adults in the eyes of these little kids. And it's awesome to see the little kids light up when they see Truman kids and they get to read with. It was just a cute little community moment of just, and whenever I see stuff like that, I always make the equivalent in family terms, like the nieces and nephews playing with the uncles and aunties. That's the vibe I got. So yeah, I always enjoy when their eyes light up and they're like, it's my turn. And they get to go in the hallway and sit on the floor and read a book, but it's the world to them. So
my favorite part, I got to have a really engaging conversation with one of the third graders about what they wanted in their future. And we were in a group of 4, completely set aside the books, and we were talking about, hey, what do you want to do after you leave school when you grow up? What are you going to do to get there? All that, and see what their perspective is on that matter.
And it might be a return to physical books for everyone who doesn't want to show their ID just to access the internet. Congress is currently thinking over many different bills addressing concerns about underage children accessing harmful content online. However, most of the bill's solutions seem to be leading to age gating the entire internet. I talked with students and staff at Truman about their thoughts on this matter.
Has become a big part of education for students. But Congress shows concerns for underage students, so this idea may change.
Definitely a little worried. The federal government forcing people to ID themselves just to use the internet, to have access to information, like including Google and just any search engine, is definitely worrisome. Not everyone can get access to a legal or verifiable ID in the United States, and so it's taking away access of like free information for everyone, and forcing them to like prove that they're of a certain age or prove that they're like a citizen in this country, takes away a lot of the liberties that people have.
I feel like it's a grave infraction on what is meant to be a civil space. The government ought not to have any place in discourse just on a public square, and I don't think that should be any different on the interwebs. It's putting government in a place where government has no right to be.
I think that makes me feel more secure on the internet. I mean, plus, one big problem we have, especially in my family, is not remembering our passwords. So if we had just one single internet ID, then it'd be a lot easier to remember our passwords and get around the internet.
An ID to access the internet will limit those to school students below the 9th grade.
Definitely a very valid point. And I mean, since you would need like an identification form of some sort, there would have to be like systems in place for schools to be able to let their students use Google. But if not, I mean, it would also just be incredibly hard, and it would take away like research projects and so many opportunities that having the internet as a resource, provides. Therefore, we wouldn't be able to have, I don't know, as advanced education as we have. I mean, there's no point of a Chromebook if you can't do anything with it.
I remember who said it, but a very intelligent person once said that the most dangerous weapon in the world is a library card. And I believe that holds to be true even with the internet. It's access to all sorts of things, and the context in which this quote was said was the most dangerous weapon to tyranny is a library card. It allows for that free engagement with thoughts, free research, not to be controlled by an outside source. And if we're only allowing specific people to be able to educate themselves, that negates a lot of what makes our education system free.
I mean, for the younger grades, it might be a little tougher on them, especially just because, they have smaller minds and they're not able to process things the way we do. But I think they'll still be able to, get over it.
Congress has mentioned the changes it will bring to social media, but there are some concerns that social security is still a real threat.
While I think it could be potentially a good thing, there are so many better ways to increase cybersecurity when it comes to social media platforms. And I think forcing every single person to provide identification gets rid of just the internet being a free resource, and also takes away like a lot of the personal privileges. Like if someone wants to have multiple accounts, they should be able to. Like I have my spam account on Instagram, which I love, and then my main account. And I think that for someone to just be limited to one account and then have to have a physical ID to prove their age or citizenship or just prove that they're that person is kind of ridiculous.
Not stop it. It'd make it so much worse, because if you're able to hack into one thing, get one password, they already have all of your ID info. You can get on anything else just as easily.
I really don't think so. There's always the people who are going to find ways around things, and they're always going to find ways to make other people's lives suck.
And that wraps up yet another episode of ISD Weekly.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see everyone next time.